And joining us now is someone who knows the pain and emotional toll of police brutality all too well. Emerald Garner, the daughter of Eric Garner. Her dad was killed by a white police officer in New York City in 2014 after he said, "I can't breathe." That death sparked a nationwide movement. So appreciate you making the time to talk with us, Emerald.
Thank you for having me.
You've said that after your father died, you didn't have time to mourn, that you just went straight into telling his story. George Floyd's memorial was yesterday and the funeral is next week. What advice would you give his family as they're dealing and trying to cope during this incredibly difficult time?
First, as always, I want to give my condolences again to the family and especially the children. The main piece of advice that I want to give is to just, take care of your mental health, take care of your physical health, take care of the children, get them therapy. If it's not traditional therapy, just get them somebody to talk to, let them express their feelings. I see George Floyd's daughter, I think she's about 6, and I saw a video of her saying, "My dad changed my life," and that just, it warmed my heart that she's in a good spirit and she's not, as depressed, because she really doesn't know what's going on, right. But she will learn as her life goes on and she gets older.
Right. Daddy changed the world, right? A new ABC News Ipsos poll found that 74% of Americans view George Floyd's death at the hands of a white police officer as a sign of underlying racial injustice. In 2014, a similar ABC News poll after the death of your father found just 43% of Americans viewed it as a sign of a broader problem. What do you think it is about this moment that's different in 2014?
I first want to say that I don't doubt that if more people stood behind the Eric Garner law back when we presented it, that George Floyd would not be dead today. If we had laws and policies in place to hold police accountable, then we would definitely see a change within police community relations. Again and again, time and time again, and in my father's situation, no justice was served, or justice was delayed. And right now, the world is on pause. There's nothing to distract anyone from the Black Lives Matter movement. So the difference between then and now is COVID-19, really, because COVID-19 has given the world a time to pause and to actually see what the real issue is. And the real issue is not Black lives. The real issue is police officers killing Black lives. So that's the difference between then and now. Now, there's nothing else to focus on, and this is the focus.
And let's talk about specific solutions for that accountability. I understand that you're pushing for legislation to ban chokeholds. That's something that Colorado is considering at this time. We've just heard Minneapolis is now saying that they are going to put that into action. What do you want to see specifically across the country? When we talk about these broad strokes of police reform, like tomorrow, what is the one thing that you want to see?
I mean, realistically, having racist police officers out of the police force would be my answer. But realistically, that's not going to be the answer. There's a long list of things that need to be done: retraining the police officers, having cultural sensitivity training inside of the police force. Looking at the police officers' history. If you work in a retail store and you're handling money and you're handling people's debit cards and credit cards and sensitive information, you miscount register one time, you get a write-up. You do it again, you get fired. So I think that prior history of police officers needs to come into account. You should not be policing a neighborhood that you've never been in. You should not be. Look at that Kai Gurley situation. The officer who killed him was not from that neighborhood, and he shot first. So somebody who was not doing anything but walking from one floor to the next. So accountability, police retraining, having understanding the history of that police officer, and if they have a prior history of abusing Black and brown people, they should not be on the force. If they have any complaints against them, if they have any complaints of misconduct, excessive force, or anything that lies in that results in the killing, or anything that has to do with Black Americans, then they should not be on the police force at all.
Yesterday, Reverend Al Sharpton announced plans for a march on Washington on August 28th, 57 years to the day after the famous march led by Martin Luther King, where he delivered this "I Have a Dream" speech. And you are going to be attending this year's march. What kind of impact do you think that these marches have and the protesters have? And how does it make you feel also when you see all over the world people who are standing up and saying enough, and quite often these are not Black and brown people?
I think that it's amazing. I think that more people should stand behind, the protests. I just want everybody to protest safely, and I don't want people to divert from the message. The message is they're out there because our loved ones are being killed. So if the police were not killing us, we would not have to protest. If we were not dying at the hands of white supremacists or police officers, we would not be outside protesting. So to end police brutality would mean to, of course, end the protesting. So we stand outside, we march, we yell, we scream, we protest, we die in, but we also need to focus on the legislation, police reform, retraining police officers, getting police officers with a prior history of assault, abuse, and excessive force out of the police force.
Admiral Garner, thank you again so much for joining us tonight. We really appreciate your time.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.